Welcome back to the Corner Faster Get Fast series. We're at Lime Rock Park in the Porsche Cayman GT4, and we're heading out on track for the final session as part of 50 laps to get up to speed using the iRacing simulator. This video, laps 40 through 50, we take a 10-lap run. Previously, we analyzed and overanalyzed our driving and the track, everything from learning the layout, the ins and outs of each of our inputs, and most recently, just ripping it around the track, carrying as much momentum and sending it into each corner. And it was actually during that last session where we achieved the best lap time from the first 40 laps. And that was a 52.1. So for the next 10 laps, we're going to set a lap time target to make sure we actually are up to speed, and we're going to add 1% to our best lap. So that's going to be a 52.6, and try to stay under that lap time target for each of those laps. So as you can see, I've already completed the laps. I wasn't able to do any better than lap 39, that 52.1. But with the exception of lap 43, where I go into the 52.6s, was able to stay under that lap time target. That being said, there's still a ton of lap time opportunity at this point as we just take a look at the final hot lap, which actually was the fastest in the 10-lap session. And there's probably not a lot more to analyze, but there's definitely a lot more to develop in terms of feel and consistency, especially. In terms of feel, the tires and learning how they warm up, how the level of grip increases, settles, and then fades, how the responsiveness changes, and how the tires do all that unevenly in terms of the front left versus the right rear, as most of the corners go right here at Lime Rock. The other thing I'm figuring out is, within my own driving, which corners am I more or less prone to make a mistake? Where do I really need to stay focused and dialed in? And that might change session by session depending on what I'm working on, but it's good during the 10-lap run without really worrying about any particular aspect of driving to see overall which corners come together and which ones are a challenge. And then it's also good to see, since I, during the 10-lap run, have the lap timer up, and I could see plus or minus relative to that best lap time. I could see which corners I can get away with a little bit of a mistake here or there versus which corners the lap timer punishes heavily for any mistake, like the downhill here. And depending on the type of mistake and where it is in the corner, you can kind of get a quick feedback on that. So really just still taking in a ton of information as we wrap up 50 laps to get up to speed. Thanks for checking out these videos, and congratulations especially if you made it from the first video all the way through the end of this video. This is the end of the 50 lap session, but there's definitely more to get fast. Laps 51 through 100, we do some practice exercises to try to get honking fast. So definitely check those out, and thanks again.